Debt verdict, DV0117. Title, Nicolas Cage bought 15 houses and went broke. Formula, horror, duration 10 min. Tags, Nicolas Cage, celebrity spending, tax debt, IRS, luxury spending. He earned over $150 million as one of Hollywood's most bankable stars. He won an Academy Award. He headlined blockbusters that grossed billions worldwide, and he spent it all. 15 homes, a fleet of exotic cars, a private island in the Bahamas, a 67-million-year-old dinosaur skull. Then the Internal Revenue Service came knocking, with a $14 million tax bill he couldn't pay. This is the story of Nicolas Cage, the actor who turned one of the great Hollywood fortunes in one of the great Hollywood cautionary tales, and the desperate, sometimes bizarre years he spent trying to earn it all back. Nicholas Kim Coppola was born on January 7, 1964 in Long Beach, California. His uncle was Francis Ford Coppola, the director of The Godfather. His cousin was Sofia Coppola. Hollywood royalty ran in his blood, but Nicholas wanted to make it on his own. He changed his last name to Cage, reportedly inspired by the Marvel Comics character Luke Cage, and started auditioning for every role he could find. By the mid-1990s, it was clear he wasn't just connected, he was talented. Genuinely talented. He won the Academy Award for Best Actor in 1996 for Leaving Las Vegas, a devastating performance as an alcoholic screenwriter drinking himself to death. Critics called it one of the finest performances of the decade. Then came the action era, The Rock, Con Air, Face Off, National Treasure, films that weren't always critically adored but were commercial juggernauts. Between 1996 and 2006, Nicolas Cage was one of the highest-paid actors on the planet, regularly commanding $20 million per picture. At his peak, his net worth was estimated at $150 million, and that's when the spending began to spiral. Most people who come into sudden wealth buy a nice house, maybe a fancy car. Nicolas Cage bought an empire. 15 residential properties spread across the United States and Europe, among them a $25 million waterfront estate in Newport Beach, California, a $15.7 million home in the Bel Air neighborhood of Los Angeles, a haunted mansion in New Orleans, the LaLaurie House, reportedly one of the most haunted residences in America, purchased for $3.45 million. He bought a castle in Bath, England, a Schloss in Bavaria, Germany, 2 islands in the Bahamas, including one he reportedly paid $7 million for. But the real estate was only the beginning. Cage amassed a fleet of exotic and vintage cars, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Rolls-Royces, reportedly over 50 vehicles at one point. He purchased a Gulfstream jet. He bought a yacht. Then there were the collections. A $276,000 dinosaur skull, a Tarbosaurus batar, that he later had to return when it was revealed to have been stolen from Mongolia. Comic books worth millions, including a copy of Action Comics number 1, the first appearance of Superman, that he purchased for an undisclosed sum and later sold at auction for $2.6 million in 2011. He owned shrunken pygmy heads, rare fossils. He reportedly once purchased a pet octopus because he believed it would improve his acting. The spending wasn't just extravagant, it was compulsive. It was as if the money had to be converted into objects as quickly as possible, as if holding cash felt wrong somehow. And through it all, one critical detail was being ignored: the taxes. In 2009, the IRS filed federal tax liens against Nicolas Cage totaling $6.2 million for unpaid taxes from 2007. Additional liens followed. By the time the dust settled, the total tax debt was approximately $14 million. Cage didn't take it quietly. He sued his business manager, Samuel Levin, for $20 million in October 2009, alleging fraud and negligence. According to the lawsuit, Levin had lined Cage's pockets while failing to pay his taxes, creating a financial disaster of historic proportions. The suit alleged that Levin failed to make timely tax payments, overinvested Cage's money in real estate, and failed to warn the actor that his spending was unsustainable. Cage claimed Levin left him tax-stricken and in financial ruin. Levin countersued, calling Cage's spending a tax disaster of his own making, and claiming the actor rejected advice to rein in his purchases. The lawsuits were eventually settled out of court, but the financial wreckage was already done.